Alright, so before I get the chicken going on a pan and I put it in my oven and everything, I'm just going to walk you through what I kind of did here to prepare. Basically, my oven is not very conventional. There's a broiler side and there's an oven side, so I just end up using the broiler side. But if you have a regular oven, just engage the broiler at some point during the cooking process. What I do is I take a broiler, put it on high, and I have my chicken, I'll be setting it about 10 inches away from the flame, so I'll put a broiler on this rack, and it's getting a little warm in there. So basically right now it's just kind of preheating. What I'm going to do is pretty much cook it kind of low and away from the flame for maybe like 10-15 minutes, flip it over, and cook it another 10-15 minutes, and then lastly I'll just put it up higher on the shelf just to kind of crisp it up. But it should end up getting a little bit of kind of char on it, even so it's 10 inches away. And just watch the flame. You might need to turn it down because it will get very hot since the broiler is the maximum oven's potential. Alright, so it's been a day. I have my chicken here and it's been marinating all night on over in the fridge. Basically what we're going to do is just pull it out with the tongs and set it on I have an aluminum foil lined pan here. And you don't need to grease it up or anything. There's oil in the marinade, so it'll be fine. And it's okay if you get some of the marinade. You don't need to like clean off the chicken, leave the marinade on it. So basically just transfer it straight from the bag onto the pan. So I got all 6 of my chicken thighs here on the pan, and my gosh, it is smelling really good. It smells terrific, it looks terrific, and I think it'll be terrific. So I got the thinner parts of the thigh towards the middle, just that way it cooks a little better. These thicker parts on the outside, the heat will grab them better. If you want to try this all out with chicken breast, you can go ahead. I've done it many times, though I think the thighs are much more superior, and Chipotle uses thighs, in case you didn't know. Let's go transfer this over to the broiler. Alright, we're working with some hot oven here, so be careful. Let's put her in. Okay, just keep a watchful eye, but I'm going to keep this in here for about 10 minutes. It should be okay about that time. But yeah, once again, you're working with a broiler. Broilers can change things in a matter of seconds sometimes. So just observe your chicken and make sure it doesn't burn too much. Okay, so about 13 minutes has passed since I first put them in, and let's check them out. Now, you see that? Those are the peppers starting to char up a little bit. That's kind of nice. You want to get a little bit of char since we don't have a grill. And yeah, that's the whole point of doing this broiling method. So right now I'm going to carefully flip all these. Okay, so once you got everything flipped over, I'm going to turn down the heat just a little bit now that I've flipped all the chicken. That's good. Alright, and about another like 10 minutes before we check it out, maybe another 15 minutes before we flip them over again and bring them up so that we can finish them off. Now, just to show you some preparations I did for this exact chicken I'm making, just in case you want to try out what I'm doing, but you can do whatever you like with the chicken. I have some lettuce, some romaine lettuce I just cut into strips, some cilantro, onions, some Colby Jack cheese. I got tortillas over here, some fresh tortillas, I gotta cook them. And then some rice. I actually have a really good rice recipe that I'll put in the description for Chipotle's rice. And I promise you it's very good. I love making it. I didn't make it today, but it goes perfectly with all this that I'm making. You have a clean cutting board so that you can cut the chicken into chunks. And I got a little container here so that I can put some of the leftovers in, because there'll definitely be some. So here we go, we got the chicken. It's been cooking about 10 minutes since I flipped it. I'm going to give it another flip. Looks like the back ones are going a little bit more slowly, but we'll take them off according to how they look. Here we go, we're going to take this out and we're going to be careful because we got some juices. And we're going to put it up a little bit higher. Alright, we're going to crank it up to full. And maybe 1 minute, okay? Maybe 1 minute like that. Okay, so a little over a minute has passed, and we got a nice char there. I'm gonna leave it in maybe another minute, but keep a good eye on it, okay? Because you don't want to ruin your chicken. Okay, so in total, maybe about 2.5 minutes has passed since I moved up the chicken up nice and high to the broiler. And we're getting that nice char. We'll give them a little bit of a flip here. Just get the other sides up. But you know, if you want to have them nice and soft, you can take them out and not even broil them up. Okay, so the total time has been about 29 minutes since I started cooking at all, and they've only been on the next flip side of the broiling process for about a minute and a half, and I'd say they look perfect. So let's take out these. Essentially, all that's left to do here is to chop them up. Oh, by the way, I did make some pico de gallo the other day, so I'm serving that also with this. I use the tongs to help me out. Otherwise, you just go along it. A nice good knife, like that. Steamy. The other way. And there you go. You got your chunks. At the end, I like to toss it all up just so that some of the outside can kind of blend in with the inside. But so here I have my Grand Fiesta. I took the chicken and I shook it inside this container, and man, does it look very, very good. It smells awesome, man. You will love this recipe. You will absolutely love it. And maybe it's not going to be the same exact thing that you have at Chipotle, but it's going to be very good. And the best part is you made it at home.